welcome to Eagle News International Australia Oceania. I am Laura Kate Salomon from Townsville, Queensland, bringing you stories from Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. For the headlines, Sydney paces return to normal with new guidelines easing COVID-19 restrictions. New Zealand's 53rd Parliament officially opens. Queenslanders prepare for severe heat waves throughout summer season. Aussies find alternative ways to beat the summer heat. Townsville hosts 2020 first-person virtual racing championships. Traditional and contemporary products showcased in Multicultural Bazaar in Papua New Guinea. Filipino-Australian fusion dishes offer thrilling gastronomic experience in Sydney. And locals enjoy blossoming cherry season in Young, New South Wales. For our first story, there has been further easing of COVID-19 restrictions in Sydney, New South Wales, just in time for the preparations for the New Year's celebrations. Let's hear more from Eagle News correspondent Rhea May David. Rhea?
Sydney begins to return to normal as restrictions continue to lift. A set of new rules and guidelines were announced last week by the New South Wales government regarding outdoor gatherings and household visitations, just in time for family and friends to celebrate the end of the year. From December 7, hospitality venues, retail and places of worship will be allowed one person per 2 square metres. Stadiums and theatres will now have 100% seating capacity in outdoor settings and 75% capacity within indoor settings. 50 people are allowed indoor dance floors as well as performers, while congregational singing is advised to be conducted whilst wearing a mask. In the upcoming year-end celebrations, the New South Wales Government continues to reiterate the importance of prioritising community health and safety. During the New Year's Eve celebrations, crowds will be limited with the establishment of green zones in Circular Quay and North Sydney. The entry of the green zones will be restricted to maintain community health and safety. Residents and guests, as well as individuals with restaurant bookings, staff and suppliers, will need to apply for a New Year's Eve pass as an initiative implemented to ensure public health and safety. The government advises civilians to always remain COVID safe. Despite ongoing discussion of vaccines, Sydney-siders must continue to follow the advice of the New South Wales Government and New South Wales Health Department to ensure safety and secure recovery to normality. From Sydney, Australia, this is Rhea May David, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Rhea. This will surely bring about a hopeful beginning for 2021. Now in New Zealand, the 53rd Parliament has opened, changing the political climate in the country as a result of the recent general elections. Our correspondent in Wellington City, Greg Bessa, has more on this story. Greg?
New Zealand's 53rd Parliament was officially opened on 25th November, following the general election on 17th October, which resulted to a historic electoral victory of Labour Party, the political party of Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. From this date, it started that new 3-year parliamentary term of elected and listed 120 members of Parliament.
During the opening ceremony on 25th November, which was called Commission Opening, the 120 members of Parliament, both elected and listed, took their oath of allegiance to the sovereign or affirmation of allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth as the head of state in concurrence to legislative requirement. Though reciting the oath of allegiance or affirmation can only be done in English or Maori, the New Zealand indigenous language, other members of Parliament repeated such in 10 other languages which reflected their ethnic origins. Many of them swore their oath on the Bible, while others did it on other written documents they considered important to them. Due to COVID-19 concerns, members of Parliament swore their oaths either individually or in pair. On the same occasion, the Right Honourable Trevor Mallard was re-elected as Speaker of the House of Representatives of New Zealand, who in turn expressed his gratitude to the Prime Minister and his colleagues and was looking forward to enacting priority bills related to COVID-19 housing, and economic recovery, among
It's
others.
an honour and a privilege to be re-elected, and for me it was very special that it was unanimous, that all parties in Parliament were supportive. Having the trust of the Prime Minister is very good, but having the support of the Leader of the Opposition, I think sort of indicates that I've done an even-handed job in the last Parliament. This Parliament, I think, will be the continuing to deal with COVID, which I think we've dealt with very well as a country, as a team of 5 million, led by the Prime Minister, but the Parliament has been very supportive. I think after that, issues of poverty and housing is where there's going to be a lot of focus. The cost of new houses, the availability of rental houses and state housing. I think there'll be a lot of focus on that.
After the opening ceremony on 25th November, another ceremony called State Opening was held at Parliament the next day. This was attended, along with members of Parliament, by distinguished guests and prominent members from public and private sectors, led by the Governor-General of New Zealand. From Parliament grounds, reporting for Eagle News New Zealand Bureau, this is Greg Bessa. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Greg. We look forward to further updates on this story. Back in Australia, the transition from spring to summer season was felt heavily throughout the state of Queensland, as summer monsoons gave way to persistent heat and humidity. Eagle News correspondent Mia Macapagal will talk us through the climate updates. Mia?
The summer season in Australia has officially begun, and many are preparing for periods of record-breaking high temperatures, specifically in Queensland, as authorities have forewarned a series of heat waves. Queensland had a warm welcome to summer, experiencing high temperatures and humidity that began early in the season. The Bureau of Meteorology published informative 3-day heatwave forecasts with diagrams displaying areas experiencing low intensity to extreme heat waves. Intense heat waves were forewarned on the last days of November in the southern inland of Queensland, further branching out to severe and low intensity heat waves that stretch out to the east coast and northern Queensland. The fluctuation from low to extremely high temperatures poses health risks, especially to those with pre-existing medical conditions. To reduce heat stress on the body, the Bureau of Meteorology published the proper protocol during a heat wave. Staying hydrated, staying in cool areas, and wearing the proper clothing when exposed to the sun are all various strategies to appropriately cope with heat waves. The commencement of summer in Australia indicates that the holidays are just around the corner. Many are now spending added time at beaches, public pools, and air-conditioned facilities, all eager to stay cool. Queenslanders are all gearing up for the season ahead, further adhering to the advice that authorities have given. From Brisbane, Australia, this is Mia Macapagal, Eagle News, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Mia. We hope that Queenslanders are able to stay cool and safe during this heatwave season. Still in Australia, the country is considered one of the hottest in the world, and as summer rolls around the corner, Aussies are once again discovering creative ways to counter the heat. Eagle News correspondent Donabelle De Los Santos is here to share more. Donabelle?
Here in the land down under, summer has now begun and the heat is rising. Although air conditioning may be an easy solution, it also means a pricey electricity bill when it is left on for long hours. So Aussies find alternatives on how to stay cool without cranking up the AC during these next couple of months of heat.
Heat waves are now active across Australia as we experience weather conditions reaching up to 40 degrees Celsius, so Australians are finding ways to stay cool. The easiest and obvious solution to staying cool during the summer is staying indoors with air conditioner. But cons of using the AC is it can rack up the electricity bill and keep everyone from enjoying the outdoors. There are still plenty of ways to stay comfortable and cool even without turning on the AC. Many people are spending the summer days at the beach as well as public swimming pools as a way to cool off while spending an enjoyable time with friends and family. Ice cream and gelato is a must in this warm weather, and there are a number of places to enjoy these treats around Sydney. Wearing the right clothes can also make a difference to beating the heat, such as wearing light-coloured and breathable clothes.
Another easy way to stay cool during the summer is staying hydrated by drinking plenty of water and cold fluids. When staying at home, there are plenty of ways to work around the heat without using the air conditioner all day. Using a fan helps save money while staying cool. A simple tip: position your fan where the hot air is coming from, so less hot air enters your home. Another method is a cold shower or bath to help cool your body by lowering your core temperature. For an extra cold blast, using menthol or peppermint soap wash can help. Be sure to also close the doors of unused rooms and curtains or blinds to block out the sun and heat. Although summer has just begun, it seems as though it is already a scorcher. With these methods, these will help you to stay cool during the summer, as well as aid you in saving some extra money if you choose to turn off the air conditioner every once in a while. Stay cool, everyone. From Sydney, Australia, I'm Donabelle De Los Santos. Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Donabelle. We'll be tucking away those tips in case the temperature continues to rise. After the break, we will learn about the 2020 First-Person View Racing Championships held in Townsville. Also, let's see the Multicultural Bazaar that took place in Papua New Guinea and the traditional and contemporary products in display. Plus, prepare your taste buds as we explore the Filipino-Australian fusion dishes that will give us a thrilling gastronomic experience in Sydney. And we will hear about the locals in Young, New South Wales enjoying the abundance of cherries in the blooming season. All these stories when Eagle News International Australia Oceania returns. Stay with us.
Hindi mo ba alam, mauubos daw ang mga tissue products?
Bakit naman?
Ang raw materials daw ng mask at tissue products ay iisa lang.
Saan naman galing ang balitang yan?
Ay basta, narinig ko lang din. Maraming dilim kayang nagpo-post sa Facebook at Twitter, kaya kung ako sa'yo, pumuha ka na din. Sige na't mauna na ako sa'yo
Huwag basta-basta magpaniwala
sa mga nakikita
o nababasa sa social media.
Magsaliksik at i-verify ang lahat ng impormasyon
Nakukuha sa internet.
Tandaan,
maging responsable tayo
sa paggamit ng social media
nang hindi magdulot ng panic sa iba.
kung paanong dapat labanan ng COVID-19.
Ay gayon din ang ating pagsugpo
sa black propaganda
at maling impormasyon.
Dennis Lu,
Lou Omelda,
Luigian Alpartosa,
Tyranel Pililu,
Hannibal Arevalo,
EBC,
Japan,
Euro.
We live in interesting times.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced. Eagle News, because we live in interesting times.
Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. There are a number of ways to enjoy extreme sport. One such way is through first-person viewing, where you can gain a visceral experience that is sure to make you feel like taking part in the sport itself. Our Townsville correspondent, Morgan Goodfellow, will take us through how racing can be enjoyed in the first-person viewing. Morgan?
First-person view racing, commonly known as FPVR, is a sport that is rapidly growing throughout the world. Specifically, here in Australia, Townsville hosted the 2020 FPVR Championships, a rapid involvement since its humble beginnings in 2015. The first-person view enables a real-life flying experience, placing you in the cockpit as if you were the pilot of your very own aircraft. This is valued to be the closest a person can get to flying without leaving the ground. This cutting-edge technology is achieved by attaching a camera to your platform, linked with a video transmitter. This transmitter sends the video signal to a ground station, which is received by a virtual headset or screen. FPVR gathered organisations to showcase the top pilots from all around Australia.
So first-person view racing is drones racing around a track, kind of like Red Bull air racing. The pilot wears the goggles on their head, and the goggle receives a first-person view feed from the drone itself.
The cities of Sydney, Melbourne, Newcastle, Gold Coast, Central Coast and ROX in Western Australia were chapters that gathered participants to work towards the championships. These chapters had 3 skill classes of racing: Rookie, Pilots and Pro.
The drones reach speeds of up to around 200 kilometres for the X-Class drones with larger drones, and then your smaller drones, your 5-inch drones. On the first Saturday of every month we go out there and we do like a league competition with season points and prizes and all that kind of thing. So
the accumulation of points from various races placed the participants on a leaderboard. X-Class Drone Racing is the foundation of the Drone Racing League that sponsored this year's championship. This league has brought the structure of what FPVR has become.
We've been operating under Townsville FPVR for the last 2 years now, and we're only getting stronger sort of each event as well. So, in the next 2 years, who knows where we'll be.
In comparison with many other success stories, X-Class Drone Racing has had its fair share of rivals. However, the X-Class Drone Racing League continues to stand greater than ever. With the new management of director Zach Martin-Taylor, the global scale expansion has brought the spotlight to Australian racers. Zach is also the owner of Rising Sun FPV here in Townsville.
4 events run simultaneously around the world. So we held ours in Australia here in Townsville at Tracks. We had Minnesota, Oregon, Washington DC, and we also had Canada get involved. We did have the UK, but they got put on lockdown again, so they couldn't contribute to the results. But it was a big event, a lot of competitors, and it was just, great all round.
We would like to extend our thanks to Zach for his support and commendable work in bringing X-Class Drone Racing League to you today. Reporting from Townsville, Australia, this is Morgan Goodfellow, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Morgan. This is truly a one-of-a-kind sports experience. In Papua New Guinea, a multicultural bazaar organized there will give us a glimpse of rich tradition from the ethnicities residing in the country. We have our correspondent in Port Moresby, Echo Hortaleza Quinola, to walk us through this special event. Echo?
This is the Papua New Guinea Yacht Club. Come and join me in a large selling of different goods that can be found here in this bazaar. A wide range of colorful displays of unique, handmade, and traditional local products were seen in a bazaar held in Royal Papuan Yacht Club, where loved, fashionable clothes and exquisite stuff were being sold to the public. The event was organized by the officers of the All Nations Women's Group in Papua New Guinea, a non-profit social organization that has a long history of service in this country. The group's primal aim in conducting a bazaar is to promote international fellowship and goodwill by developing among its members an appreciation and understanding of the life and culture of different nationality groups regardless of race, religion, and political beliefs.
So this bazaar, we run it every year. It's started for us, we're an organisation that is for women and we try to support local women. So we do that by hosting events like this where local women can come and display their wares and any profits that come from this from us get put back into the community to the local women.
Honestly, it is excellent for you guys to come down here at the Yacht Club, Royal Papua Yacht Club, to buy your gift for your loved ones.
It's a fantastic stall full of quirky PNG gifts. The whole market is fantastic. Do you have fun? Always enjoy it.
Both shoppers and sellers were fascinated on the success of this event. The All Nations Women's Group were proud of how the people supported and promoted this bazaar. The group also encourages more women to join and be members by participating in their other events and projects.
There is no greater pleasure than witnessing amazing products and wonderful people here in Yacht Club, Papua New Guinea. From Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, Echo Fortaleza, Quinola, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Echo. It is truly amazing to see diverse cultural pieces collectively displayed. Back in Australia, our Sydney correspondents Raylene Pinto and Mark G. Sebastian will take us to a gastronomic journey exploring the wonders of Filipino and Australian fusion cuisine. Perfect to enjoy this year-end break. Take it away, Raylene and MJ.
The Philippines, located in Southeast Asia, consists of more than 7,100 beautiful islands. Being a tropical country situated in a diverse geography, the islands of the Philippines not only has made food easily accessible to all, but also has allowed people to create multiple variation of delicious traditional Filipino dishes for everyone to try. So let's go at it.
So join us as MJ goes on an exciting and unique Filipino-Australian food adventure. So let's go! With COVID-19 restricting Australians to travel around the world, including the Philippines, we'll show you a local Filipino-Australian fusion restaurant that will excite your taste buds during the year-end break.
Did you know Filipino cuisine is heavily influenced by centuries of trade with China, Spain, Southeast Asia, France, and the United States? Here we are at Ceremonial, a new and modern Filipino-Australian fusion restaurant located in Eastern Creek, at the newly opened Eastern Creek Social Quarter.
Alright guys, so we just got seated, right? And well, it's time to order. Alright, sick. So what we ordered a while ago, the fried sinigang squid and the sisig, right? And then the rice, obviously you have to, if you're Asian, you got to. Right, and then the mango shake. Alright, initial try. That's good. That is good, man. I'm trying to. Anyway, let's dig in. Man, the flies dug in before me. But anyway, that is phenomenal. So the squid itself, it's not marinated with the sinigang thing. It's just seasoned with salt and pepper. But the batter is where the sinigang hits. I recommend both of them. I recommend both the ones I tried. I recommend more of the menu.
Thanks, MJ. The food looks delicious. Now let's see what other customers are saying about this Phil Aussie restaurant.
Sir, sisig, I ordered I'm pretty sure it's the lechon. It's pretty good. I mean, we ordered it again. We ordered the sisig again.
Sisig, it's obviously demolished.
As you can see, there are many exciting Filipino-Australian fusion dishes available on the menu. But they also offer classic and traditional Filipino dishes we all enjoy.
Alright, so that was good. As you can see, it's been completely emptied.
The food must be really delicious, as we can see that MJ has peeked into a food coma. There are many activities to undertake. One of the most enjoyable activities to undertake, as we saw today, includes going on a food adventure to taste various Filipino-Australian fusion cooking that will surely get those taste buds excited. So try out some Filipino-Australian fusion foods during these year-end breaks. Reporting from Sydney, Australia, this is Raylene Quinto.
This is Mark J. Sebastian.
Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Raylene. Those dishes are indeed a must-try. The locals of Young in New South Wales have reason to rejoice as cherry season begins. Many orchids open up to accommodate the waves of people taking advantage of this beautiful season. Eagle News correspondent Jamie Lynette Tolentino has more details. Jamie?
The cherry season in Young, New South Wales has finally blossomed. Known as the Australian Cherry Capital, an annual national cherry festival is held each year in early December here in Young, where various activities such as picking your own cherries or apricots and tasting jams. Located just 2 hours from Canberra on the Olympic Highway, the cherry season here in Young comes around November and December each year. Various family-owned orchards are open for tourists visiting their delicious ripened cherries and other fruits such as apricots. Many activities are also held with cherry picking as the most popular activity because of how cheap and fun it is. With no entrance charge, you just pay $8 per kilogram you pick, and they let you experience and taste in moderation while you pick and look around to take pictures. The National Cherry Festival in Young is also an incredibly fun experience for every visiting tourist. Starting from early December, plenty of activities are open, such as parades, beauty pageants, live bands, fun rides, and many more everyone can enjoy for 3 days. A bus tour around town is also included for everyone who wishes to see the beautiful and peaceful landscapes of the area. Due to the pandemic this year, the National Cherry Festival in Young was cancelled. However, the cherry picking is still ongoing with strict rules to follow from the Hilltops Council to keep everyone safe while still having an enjoyable experience. Many family-owned orchards also have souvenir shops where visitors can buy items such as cherry jams and homemade cherry ice cream for friends and family. Young is an exceptionally beautiful place to visit and enjoy nature. You will experience the greatness of the cherries that Young has been proud of for so many years. So come on and visit Young in New South Wales. Reporting from Young, Australia, this is Jamie Lynette Tolentino, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Jamie. Those cherries look absolutely perfect this summer. And that concludes today's program. Thank you for watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Join us again next week as we share more stories from our bureaus across Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea. Visit our websites on eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on twitter.com/eaglenews and on facebook.com/eaglenews. Stay safe, stay strong, and take care, everyone. From Townsville, Australia, I am Laura Kate Solomon, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Shoutout sa lahat ng mga nasa kani-kanilang mga bahay, mga timbahay natin dyan. Yeah. Yo.